Step into the extraordinary world of automotive excellence where innovation and precision intertwine to give birth to automotive legends. Among these illustrious pioneers, one name stands tall, commanding respect and admiration: the legendary Henry Royce. With visionary foresight and an unyielding pursuit of perfection, from a difficult childhood but with big dreams, Henry Royce redefined the very essence of luxury and engineering mastery. Henry Royce experienced hardships, deprivation, and disadvantages throughout his early years. He was the youngest of 5 children and was born in a financially precarious home in 1863. When his miller father was eventually declared bankrupt and imprisoned as a result, things significantly worsened. It was against his uninspiring background that Henry Royce's personality developed. However, he was determined to change his situation and began working in London at the young age of 10, first as a newspaper delivery boy and then as a telegraph delivery boy. Things seemed to be going his way when, in 1879, he was able to get a coveted apprenticeship at the Peterborough workshops of the Great Northern Railway, thanks to financial assistance from his aunt. His natural talent for design and innate proficiency with tools and materials quickly became apparent as he was immediately and obviously in his element. A set of 3 miniature wheelbarrows he fashioned in brass that were an early indication of his aptitude showed the extraordinary level of craftsmanship and commitment to quality that he would uphold throughout his entire life. After 2 years, Henry Royce's desire to better himself was abruptly put on hold when his aunt was unable to cover the cost of his yearly apprenticeship. Unfazed, Royce made his way back to London and started working for the newly established electric lighting and power generating company in 1881. But once more, events worked against him. Due to egregious mistakes made in the company's patent acquisition, the company quickly went into receivership, leaving Royce, then only 19 years old, jobless once more. At this point, Royce had had enough, even if the parent firm of his former business decided to save what it could rather than sell off the remaining sources. He began his own firm because of his natural drive, apparent appetite for risk, and the exuberant self-assurance remarked by his peers. He established F.H. Royce & Co. in Manchester before the end of 1884. The company evolved from making lightweight products like battery-operated doorbells to building heavy machinery like overhead cranes and railway shunting capstans. While the company was prospering, Royce was not. His health, which had likely been fundamentally compromised by his childhood deprivations, was suffering greatly by 1901 as a result of years of excessive labor and stressful home life. Soon, Royce's health started to deteriorate. His rising anxiety that the business was in financial trouble, something that might have had particular meaning to him given his father's experiences, was a significant contributing element. An inflow of inexpensive electrical machinery from Germany and the USA that might undercut Royce's prices was to blame for the company's declining fortunes. Ever the perfectionist, Royce was unwilling to let the caliber of his goods suffer. He was eventually convinced to take a 10-week vacation to see his wife's family in South Africa, since complete rest was necessary. He read the book, The Automobile, Its Construction and Management, on the lengthy drive home. His life, and ultimately the entire globe, would be changed by this very book. Henry Royce, who had now fully recovered both physically and psychologically, bought a 10 HP de Calville as soon as he returned to England. This would have appeared to be a frivolous waste of money given the still parlous state of his company's finances, but in reality, this purchase was a clever and calculated one at that, and in his opinion, held the key to the company's future profitability. Henry Royce allegedly decided he would make a better car because the first one was so shoddy and unstable. He had previously provided a small number of electric motors for the Pritchett and Gold electric car. In fact, his holiday reading had already concentrated his thoughts on building his own car from the ground up. Contrary to the popular belief, he decided to buy the de Calville because it was the greatest vehicle he could afford, disassemble it, and then, in the words of his own most well-known quote, "Take the best that exists and make it better." He started out by constructing three 10 HP two-cylinder automobiles based on the DeKalville configuration. The 3-cylinder 15 HP, 4-cylinder 20 HP, and 6-cylinder 30 HP were the next examples, each of which represented a substantial advancement in vehicle design. 2 years after Rolls-Royce was established in 1906, managing director Claude Johnson persuaded the company to adopt a one-model policy. To combat this, Royce created the 4050 HP Silver Ghost, a vehicle that rightfully earned the title, the best car in the world. It was clear by 1906 that Rolls-Royce Cook Street facilities in Manchester could not support the business's quickly rising motor car production. Rolls-Royce purchased a plot of land in Derby's Nightingale Road, where Royce planned and oversaw the construction of a brand new factory. The severity of Henry Royce's second significant health crisis in 1911 was not unexpected given the unrelenting volume and pace of his work. Rest was once more advised, and his advisor, Claude Johnson, took him on a road trip that went as far as Egypt in the summer and fall. On the way back, they made a stop in the south of France, where Royce developed a strong affection for the quaint hamlet of Les Canadelles, which is close to Nice. But his condition remained precarious. He went back to the now completed mansion for recuperation, following a setback that necessitated emergency surgery in England. He spent the winters in Les Canadelles and the summers in the south of England for the rest of his life. Royce never stopped looking for perfection, whether he was creating car parts or airplane engines, but even he realized that it was actually impossible to achieve. Rub out, adjust, improve, refine was his office staff's catchphrase, and this relentless pursuit of improvement and advancement produced some of his greatest engineering feats. Henry Royce's propensity for working too much, frequently at the price of his health, was a sign of his pursuit of perfection and a drive to accomplish it, fortified by struggle and adversity. He overcame numerous disappointments and disasters by applying his precise engineer's eye, inquiring mind, and unwavering work ethic to every facet of his life. Some may even say he was obsessed. Due to the strength of his ethics and legacy, the business that carries his name is still guided and inspired by them 160 years after his birth. So the next time you look at catalogs of Rolls-Royce, or even buy one at that, be sure to remember the man behind it all. Don't forget to comment below and share your thoughts with us. And as always, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.